Hello to everyone watching this. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, anytime that we are watching this video. Today, we are uh, continuing with this Erasmus Mundus mentorship program, and we are on the fifth session on today's date, November 8th, 2025. I am Lyndon Wangibe Lyndon, once Lyndon Wangibe Berenye, as you can see in the presentation. So, as said, today's agenda, today's session is the fifth session, and it is dedicated to the motivation letter or video. And we want to look at how to write a compelling motivational letter and what are the guidelines to watch out for as far as the Erasmus Mundus application is concerned. And so, first things first, why this mentorship program? I will always repeat this, so don't get bored about it. It's very important, by the way. This is a personal initiative that I have taken upon myself to guide Cameroon youths to attain some academic or professional excellence, and by guiding you to apply for the Erasmus Mundus joint master degree program, the scholarship, and I am not going to charge for any expense for anything. It's complete 100% free, but it's not 100% guarantee for the successful application. The ball is on your court, and I am only here as a consultant. To begin with this today's session, what is a motivational letter? Let's look at what it is to begin with. This is a personal document that explains your reasons for applying for a specific program, a job, an opportunity, by highlighting your skills and experiences and aspirations that are in line with the specific opportunity that is being sought for. It could be a job, it could be a program, it could be a master's degree program, it could be anything. But the key emphasis here is that the letter should be in line with the specific opportunity that you're applying for. And in today's context that we are looking at, we are looking at the motivational letter for admission into a master's program. And so this is an academic motivational letter, not a job offer letter or a job or an application for a job. So the key points to note here are that a motivational letter is a personal document. That is, meaning it contains a personal story. It tells a personal story or an experience which you've learned from and you've grown. And also we have the skills and experiences. Then we have the dreams, aspirations, or what they call ambitions. What are your ambitions of going through a particular program? What is the end goal? What do you want to achieve? And by going through this program, what impact do you want to be able to make in the world after you've attained this, after you've finished the program? So, what are the various formats of a letter of motivation? Now, there are several formats which you could be asked to write your letter of motivation. And they are, one, a question answer format, that's a Q&A format, whereby you are given a set of questions, of predefined questions by the examiner, and you are expected to respond to them directly. They could ask you, they would give you five questions, and then tell you to answer those five questions, and that will be your letter of motivation. Yeah. So it must not always be a letter that is written in a kind of format or something. But this is a format with which an examiner could use. Yeah. We will see an example later. Then we also have a second format, like the video format. Here you are required to show or express your motivation in spoken words by recording a video of yourself. You record a video of yourself speaking, and through that way you say what you want, what your motivation is. So you don't write anything down. Yes. Then there is a third format, which is like what I call a free written format, where you are just told to write a motivational letter of maybe 1 page or 2 pages, or a certain limit of characters. Yeah. So you are required to express motivation in a written letter without any predefined set of questions from the examiner. Yeah. So it's just like a Q&A format, but without any questions. But we should note here that in Erasmus Mundus, it's possible that a program tells you to use a predefined template which they have made made it available to you through the website of the program. So make sure that you check it out on the program's website and use it. If you don't use it, it's an automatic dismissal from the application uh, session. You won't Your application won't be reviewed at all. So uh, now let's look at how to write a letter of motivation. The letter of motivation uh, is comprises of so many formats, but what I have realized is that throughout my research upon making this video, no matter the format which you are required to use for your motivation, there are five main aspects that must feature in your motivation. Whether it's the video format, whether it's the Q&A format, whether it's the free letter, the free written format, there are five main aspects that you must portray. These include the goal, which is the main objective for undertaking the program, uh, your background, your value, your program choice backing, and your impact. Yeah, I know it's you should have a lot of questions right now, and we will go through that, of course. So let's break it down. By the way, the goal is the reason for your the main reason for your motivation for taking this program. If you are taking a human resource program, if you are taking a humanitarian program, for example, what is pushing you? What do you want to do? What do you want to obtain? What do you want to be in the end? So this is the main reason why you are applying for the program, and but pertaining to what you want to do with the knowledge you are going to acquire if you are selected for this program. Next, we have the background. This is like a short overview of your academic and professional journey that is relevant to the program you are applying for. Now, many of you might be from a bachelor's program or background, and what the bachelors teach you is a global perspective of your program. If you are doing civil engineering, they will teach you almost everything about civil engineering, like hydraulics, environmental engineering, architecture, a bit of architecture, geotechnical analysis, but those are subunits of civil engineering, and you are being exposed to all of these sections. So, if you are applying to a master's degree program in geotechnical engineering, you cannot uh, be bringing a background of someone who you cannot be listing courses or internships from a different perspective that is not geotechnical. So you should have the right view of what you are doing. That is, it should be relevant to the program you are applying for. Yes. Next is the value. The value here represents what you bring to the table, but is you do that by demonstrating skill sets, strengths, and unique perspectives of who you are, of what value you of what value you will be to the university and or to the program that you are applying for. Then you have the program choice backing. Yeah, I just gave it the name program choice backing. I didn't really have any specific name to put there, but I guess you understand what it means. That is, the program you're applying for. How, why did you choose this program? That's the question you are trying to answer in this line. What's the main reason why you chose this program? So you are explaining why you chose the specific program or institution, and also about your weaknesses. That is, you portray a weakness that you have or a skill that you do not have, which you are certain the program will be able to strengthen, or if it's a new program, a new skill that you want to gain, you should be so or certain that the program you're applying for will be able to inculcate it or build in you. Yeah, that's where the main aspect here is. So then you have lastly the impact. This explains how the opportunity or how the program will help you achieve your long-term goal and how you will use it to make a difference in the society. And this for example, we take the case again of the civil engineer, for example, that you want to be a civil engineer, but your main impact is that you want to be a safety engineer. That is, you want to be able to excel in the domain of safety construction. So that is your end goal. So you can be able to say, okay, with this skill, with this program, I want to be able to focus on safety construction. And you can explain this by saying, okay, from the curriculum that that is explained on the website of the program, this is what you're going to study, and you see that these are actually skills that you lack for now to be able to to be able to be a safety, to be able to be an expert in safety construction. Yes. So before you begin with your motivation letter, I would like to start first of all by writing a general letter of motivation. What do I mean by general letter? That is a letter that you will write. You look at the program, understand what the program wants from you, and then you write your letter without any restrictions of the number of pages or the number of words or number of characters. Just write. Write in a very concise way that will be maybe maximum 2 pages. Let's just say maximum 2 pages. But don't focus too much on the restriction of the number of pages. What you want to do here is that with this general letter of motivation that you write, you will be able to express yourself completely. That is, you write a complete letter knowing that you've emptied your mind, and then from this letter you will use it as a a baseline or a foundation to create or to bring out the main points or the main aspects of the letter that you will write, the main letter for the program you'll be applying for, while respecting the boundaries of number of words, number of characters or the page length. Yeah. And so with that, a good letter is characterized by three main sections, notably an introduction, the body, the conclusion. Then you end with the letter by signing it accordingly. So, uh, but to begin with, first of all, you need a title and a salutation. Yeah, straightforward, which could be something like, "Dear Admissions Committee, a letter of motivation for the EMJMD program." EMJMD means Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degree. EMJMD program in cybersecurity. Yeah, that's your title, and you can underline the title if you want. Then you move to your introduction. In the introduction, uh, here you want to include basic information about yourself, but also while being very meticulous and very articulate in your language, and that in a way that you can catch the attention of who you are. This could be, for example, whereby you want to put information about your name, age, and discipline, your intentions, your dream or ambition. And dream or ambition here, it's like it should be a major discipline of the program you are applying for, or it could also be an impactful action that you want to that you could make the lives of people of your community better. Yeah. So, for example, you could say, I am Lyndon Wongibe Beringoy, a 1 year old environmental engineer. Yeah, of course, I'm not 1 year old, so it's just, I'm not 1 year old. A 1 year old environmental engineer with the intention of being part of the 2026-2028 EMETE cohort. EMETE there is just the abbreviation of my Erasmus program here. So you should use, you can use the abbreviation of your program, no problem. It's not an issue because the abbreviation is also there to help you with the number of characters. Imagine you have to write all the names, all the whole name of your program there. It will take a lot of characters and a lot of space and a lot of words. So you can just use a short form of your program you're applying for. It's not a problem. With the intention of being part of the 2026-2028 EMETA cohort and a strong ambition of becoming a resource recovery engineer, or for example, you could still say, with a strong ambition of addressing water scarcity problems in Cameroon. That is that already sets the tone of who you are, what your intention is. That is, your intention is to apply for the program and be part of the program, and then you want to make your goal clear enough, that you want to be able to address water scarcity problems in Cameroon, meaning you want to specialize in as a water engineer. That's another example. Yeah, water is a resource, so it's still a resource recovery part. Or for example, let's take the case of the civil engineer who wants to focus in what safety construction. You say, I want to be part of. I have a strong ambition of fostering safety construction in the domain of fostering safety in the domain of construction in my country. That's still a very good phrase because you have made all your intentions way clearer. Now you only have to, now what you have to do is just to show that you have the background fit for that, for your dream, for your ambition. You have the skill sets, or that you lack some of the vital skill sets that the program will be able to inculcate in you and give you more and make you more armed to be able to get to your destination. That leads us to the main body. Now, In the main body, the letter of motivation in general, it's your time for being very creative. It's your it's it's free of any kind of, there is no one size fits all type of motivation letter that you need to have. No. And you should be creative. Yeah. So that's why I say creativity is right. Is creativity in writing is key, but the structure matters. You could have a very creative motivation letter, but your structure, the way you write the letter, is not very good for someone to know how you have what the flow of your letter is, where the flow of a letter is going to. And you could have a very good structure, but then you are not being very creative in your writing. Yes, to make it engaging or make it more clearer. So creativity in writing is key, but structure matters. Here you want to include information such as your academic background. What are those key courses, key academic internships, or key academic experiences that are not internships, like projects that you have done throughout your academic phase throughout the academic phase of your life, that you can use to portray that you have academic background, that you have the right academic background. Next, you want to also show the professional experiences, that is through internships or jobs. If you have a current job, that's a very good point already, that you are currently doing a job, and that this you are facing this issue. Maybe the company is not doing a particular service that you see that is important, but they lack the skill set, that they lack someone who has the skill sets to be able to apply that knowledge and be able to solve critical problems. So that's already a very good way that you could use to show professional experience and growth. So then you want to show your program choice backing. You want to be able to back, justify why you chose the program. Like from the program website already, they have explained what the program is all about. They have shown you all the courses that you'll be taking, and they have given you the objective that they want to attain in the program. And so you should read all those things and be able to show how why that program is a good program. So, and lastly, you want to have your future perspective or impact. We explained this, the impact already, so that this is where it falls. So you should have a structure where you're graduating from your your academic life to your professional life, and then to your future. Yeah, so it's a structure that is evolving. How are you evolving, and where are you going to? That's in general what you are trying to answer in the motivational letter. So, these are some questions that will help you in writing the body of your letter. You want to say, what personal story or experience do you have that relates to or explains your motivation for the program? What projects or awards have you won that relates to or explain that relate to or explain your passion and enthusiasm for the program? These letters or these projects, awards, they should be in your CV, of course. They should be part of your CV. If they are key, then they should be in your CV. What are the key courses you have taken that reflect your suitability for the program? What problem have you identified during your work or internship that you think will require a particular skill set to address, and you are certain the program will provide, and how? So that relates back to what I said already. Identify a lacking skill in your company or in your country that people that people rarely have, and then show them that, okay, this is what you want to achieve because it's lacking in society. And then you show how you are going to be able to do that, how the program is going to be able to do that. I've explained the answer lies in the website of the program. I've explained to you what the objective is. I've explained, given you the curriculum. So tell them the curriculum, this. The curriculum shows that this course, Pampa, has the objective of attaining this, and that is exactly what I want. Full stop. Always make sure that you get your statements clean and clear. Avoid too much big grammar. Avoid huge sentences that are void of life. Yeah. So, what are your ambitions, and how do you think the program will help you attain them? Yep. And then this last point that I have highlighted is, what are the specific tracks you would like to follow throughout the program and why? Now, there is a very key feature in the Erasmus Mundus programs that is very key, that is very important and very nice, is that most of the programs have specific tracks or electives that maybe in each semester that you will be required to choose. That is, for example, in the second semester, they could tell you, okay, in this semester, we will divide the whole class into 3 groups, into 3 tracks: track A, track B, track C. Yeah, it's always stated in the website. So visit the website and understand how is the program being made, how is the program scheduled, how does it go, what are the tracks, if there are any tracks that you have to do, which one will you go for, and you should be ready to justify why you will go for that track. So that information will be very vital to include in your motivation letter as well. Some guidelines to help you with the process include: first, read the objectives and the curriculum provided in the website of the program, especially with respect to the tracks. The program websites contain all of the valuable information that you can use to make sure to go through them. So make sure to go through them as often as possible. I highlight that part, as often as possible. Why? You will not always be able to grasp all the information the very first time, or the second time, or the third, or even the third time that you are reading through the website. So the more you go through it, the more you will be able to see some more valuable information that you can use in your motivation letter. Next, make sure you put your experiences into context. Yes, don't explain an experience that didn't lead to any growth, that doesn't fit in the context of you applying to a particular program. Some experiences might not be very tied to the program you're applying to, but some might be. And in Erasmus, you have the benefit that it is very beneficial that some programs, that you can apply to many programs. So if you have multiple experiences, be able to separate those experiences into their various programs that they are aligned with. So, yeah. Next, highlight key or very important points for the examiner to know or retain about your application. Keep the letter easy to read, simple, but not too basic English. Yeah, you should show some level of some English level as well, but not complicated words. Remember that the structure matters. Yeah, let the reader feel you building something into your future. And lastly, for any leadership and volunteering skills, make sure to use quantified language. By quantified language here is that what you should use numbers. Numbers. If you were describing a leadership role, make sure that you are being precise as to giving what the role was, what how many people you were leading, for example, or serving, because leadership is more of service than leading. So that's some context a little bit here. And for volunteering roles, make sure to mention what was the volunteering role work about, and what was the lasting impact on the society, and make sure it is also in line with the program you're applying for. Yeah. Then the last part is the conclusion. Yeah, it's just a closing sentence, which can be formulated in different ways, but it's just about thanking the admission committee for also for viewing your application, and you end the letter with by signing it. For example, thank you for taking time to review my application, and I am looking forward to hearing back from you for an interview. Yep, an interview if required. Yeah, you should always have the confidence of requesting for an interview, even if some Erasmus Mundus programs will not have an interview session. But it is still possible that they can change their minds and say, okay, we will do an interview for a few people just to clarify some points. Yeah. Then you sign by putting your name, your email, and your telephone number. So the second part was about the guidelines for the motivation letter. Now, in Erasmus, you have to always respect and make sure that you respect the guidelines that are given, the regulations. If the regulations are usually in terms of the limit in the number of words, the limit in the characters, the limit in the number of pages. So if it says you have to write a 250 word letter, make sure you are maximum at 240, 245. Yeah, maximum. If you are character limit, if they say 4,000 characters, then you should know that it is character. I will show you what it means in the minute. And if it's 2 pages, make sure it's 2 pages. If it's 1 page, make sure it's 1 page. The video length and size. Yeah, the video length, usually they'll tell you, okay, a 3-minute video, so it should be 3 minutes. No more, not more than that. And then also you should always check what are the guidelines about the information that you should include in your letter. Because if they are already telling you to include a certain information, they want to see it. And if it's not there, you score a very low mark for your letter. So all this information is always stated in the website or in the application portal. So yeah, how do you get to check the word limits then? So I will take you to a Word file. Okay, so let's say this is your letter, right? Now, it is good that you have you use Times New Roman for you as the font type, Times New Roman, font size 10 or 11 or 12, depending on what is the character limit. And then, yeah, your text should be justified. If you have this, for example, here, yeah, this is left alignment. Your text is left aligned, is aligned to the left, but your text should be justified as such. Yeah. So if this, for example, is your letter, you have the salutation, you have The title, you have something like an introduction. Well, don't look at this too much. It's not necessary. I didn't really follow the what I told you to do. I just copied this text and and pasted here and wrote something because I want to show you how to count your number of characters in your Word document for those who do not really know how to do that. So you highlight the text, leaving out the title. You highlight the text until you have your conclusion just before your signature with your name and your email. As when you do that, you want to go to Word to this to the toolbar of the Word document, and you want to take review. In review, under the proofing section, you will see word count, and when you click there, this is what appears. And what you will see that what? Okay, the statistics shows that your highlighted text is in one page. Your highlighted text has 258 words. Your highlighted text has characters, 1,497 characters, and there are two types of characters here: the characters with spaces and the characters without spaces. So the first one, characters no spaces, 1,497, and characters with spaces, 1,751. 1,751. And then you have 3 paragraphs and 19 lines. Yeah. So that is how to check your characters and your number of words and everything. So that's important. Yeah. So we go back to the main presentation. So we have seen the guidelines and we have seen how to show the guidelines. So what is your task to be done? First, take a good read at the program website. Take a good read at the program website. Very important, especially program objectives and the program mobility path and curriculum. I will show you that in a minute. Make a list of activities, projects, or other relevant information that is linked to the program you are applying for. List them down. Research to know what job openings you will be exposed to after your studies and write them down. Usually, some Erasmus Mundus programs will have a page dedicated to this section. Next, if your program requires you to choose a particular track of mobility, write it down and make sure you to include it in your letter. Then, after doing that, that is when you start writing the general letter of motivation. And then, from the general letter, you will now be able to write the new letter following all the regulations or specifications of the program about the motivation given on the program website. Then you will be done with your writing of the letter. And with that being said, let's look at this program, for example. This program is NOHA, an Erasmus Mundus network on humanitarian action, an international association of universities. So, as you scroll through the program, you see it gives background and degree profile. That is, those who are what the program is all about, and all the like. The admission criteria, who is allowed to, that candidates are chosen on the basis of the following selection criteria. So this is important as well to note. Then what I wanted to show you most importantly is the application procedure. No, it is this. What is the what are the courses that you? Yes, the program structure. That is everything that is about the program. What is it all about? What is how is it being taught? In what language? And then in the second semester, what will you be taught? Yes, you should read throughout all these aspects and know what you will be doing. Yes. Um, Second semester. So you see that in the second semester, you are already going through a specialization. So and these are the specializations that are listed, and so you already understand that uh, you will have to mention that okay, you are taking this because of this, because of so and so reason. Yeah. In the uh, third semester as well, what is going on, understand what is going on, and then understand if you have to uh, choose any track, make sure to do so. Yes. And so that's what I wanted to show you here. Then also in the document section, they will always mention what is your motivational letter about. I am trying to look for that. Mm, mm. Well, you should take some time to look for the information you want. I understand it's not easy. Yeah, that's a very basic aspect. It's very common. So, okay, probably this is where it is. Good. Proof of residence. What else? Yeah. So I think you have to read through and then you understand. Here they have all the information about the CV, uh, the scan of documents, transcripts, everything. So if you read through that, you will probably have it, the motivation letters somewhere here. So that was just to show you the information that you have to look into. I cannot take all the time to look at every kind of information, at every program to look at every where every information is found. So take your time. These things you need to invest your time in it. If not, I don't really think you will have a chance of having the scholarship. Um, so to get back to the presentation, we have seen what you have to do as your tasks. And so, yeah, to conclude this session, we have seen, we have introduced the Erasmus Mundus program, the catalog, the Europass CV, recommendation letter, and finally the motivation letter. Yeah, that's not all, but it's for the next other sessions we will see the what the application portal where you will actually go to apply and upload your documents, and then so in some time in the future we will address some Q&A, organize a meeting to address some Q&A sessions. Yep. So thank you for following, and Good luck with your applications once more and all the best. Thank you.